Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Runt9 Plays Nova Drift. We finally had a decent run with all the challenge modes turned on, and you know it's very telling that you can have a decent run. You just really have to stay focused on having a good mix of offense and defense, and also get better at dodging. So this is starting off really poorly. Welcome to the episode. I am Runt9 and I am bad. How about we go for Weapon Blade and we go for a Construct run? Let's see how Constructs help us navigate through the space that is... This game is hard when you turn on all the challenge mode. It is not easy. What do we want here? Well, I think we want Reflect and we want Engineer, so give me a reroll. Architect is not what we want here. Give me Engineer. And honestly, I could have gone Architect, because Architect would mean that our one blade would be significantly stronger. And that's honestly like an enticing thought of let's learn how that actually works. But the Engineer gives us more blades, and it seems like it's so much better than the Architect route. Now we gotta wait for them to regenerate. I'm having a good day. I love Nova Drift, and honestly, like, it was getting to the point with Epic Battle Fantasy V where I didn't really want to record. And that's part of why I ended the series. Is it's not that I wasn't enjoying the game anymore. It's that it kind of got to the point where I don't think I was enjoying playing it as much as I used to on camera. Definitely give me the drones here. Rocket drones right out of the gate, advanced engineering, all wonderful stuff to start off with. You know, Epic Battle Fantasy V is just a game that I had a lot more fun playing it on my own time than I did playing it on camera. Whereas Nova Drift, I think it actually works very well for me on camera. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on all the time. You know, there's less that I need to focus on and really think about on my own time. It's more of, I'm just gonna play. So from an upgrade perspective, Elegant Construction is a great one. Assault drones right out of the gate. I mean... I'm still thinking that I want to go defense drones. We were going to do that on the last Construct run, and I didn't get it, but I think that's probably the route I want to go. I don't actually know how projectile mods work with Blade. But I do think that we're going to want assembly times kills with rate of fire. How about we go volley, just kind of see what happens, and then... Ally Specialist is a really good one, but I don't think we're going to necessarily want to try that right away. We are going to want Ally, though, and I do think we want the Ally... Okay, so Volley does actually give us more blades. And that's like, it's hard for me to know with Blade what does and doesn't actually scale the blade's damage and just general weapon properties and whatnot. So I think projectile size, going magnitude, actually will be good for us as well. Reinforced drones is an easy choice. Focus fire seems good, but let's try firing array and see what that does. It did look like the middle one was bigger, maybe? I can't quite tell. I bet blast radius would be pretty neat on this as well. Yeah, no, I think that Nova Drift has been absolutely the kind of content I would have want to put out on this channel. It's been working brilliantly for me, at least. Like I said, I think I want to go defense drones. I think targeting might actually work with the blades. I don't know that it does, but it seems like it should. And it's not like the blades do a small amount of damage. You know, the best run that we ever had, that 200 and some odd thousand run, was a blade run. And it wasn't one where I turned it into a constructs only run. I did legitimately continue using the blades all the way through to the end. There's defense drones. That's exactly what I want. So they're going to prioritize hazards for us. I think that's going to be beneficial for us in the long run. Because there's going to be a lot of hazards with the current mods we have turned on. The challenge modes, I mean. So that's a singularity, so get me out of here, brother. The projectile targeting does seem to be working a little bit. Just trying to get out of the singularity here. So this guy, just try to dodge his crap and dodge out of the way when he goes into melee you. So Fusillade, I mean, if that's gonna give us just a crap ton of these blades, I'm all for it. So we're up to 7 blades, which is not a small amount. They do quite a bit of damage on their own as well. So if we can get in here and throw a bunch of these at the sides... No, don't bump me like that. Crap, 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 crap. All right, I'm gonna just focus on dodging for a second here. Shield is back up. So I managed to save it from what was otherwise a really, really bad spot to be in. Now we just focus on trying to kill this guy from inside. Usually, once you kill the 5th thing, the boss is basically dead. It's a lot different with the increased boss difficulty challenge mode on. But there we go, we got it. Good stuff. Ooh, okay, yep, give me convergence. It's gonna give us more projectiles, and then actually do homing strike as well. Again, I'm just very curious how all this works. So now we kind of just fire them out in almost like a radius around us. It's a lot more melee focused, but I don't know that I dislike that. And they do seek enemies, which it feels a little strange. I'm not gonna lie about that. But again, I don't think I hate it, so as long as we play smart. I think the playing smart part is the thing that I am very, very bad at, to say the least. All right. I don't think that drone formation is particularly good, but counterpulse is definitely good, and then flotilla is obviously a very important one to have. Give me elegant construction, and then we are going to consider giving the drones our shield as well. Especially since that will also give the blades that we're firing our shield. So the damage output is not bad at all, and I feel like we can play reasonably safe at the moment. Shielded constructs, I think it's time to go ahead and go for it. And then once we get, you know, maximum mods on a particular thing, then we can get the Apex machinery, and it's just, you know, I want to see how good that actually ends up being, because I think it's going to be pretty solid for us. We took a good chunk of damage there. This is where it's time to get some hull regen going on, to say the least. Hull regen, 100%, that's what I'm all about right now. I would like projectile size and projectile damage, because our projectile size has gone down quite a bit. And that's made our projectiles or our blades much less powerful than they were initially. We just have a lot of them. I'm liking trying out new stuff, though, and I'm going to continue trying out new stuff until I know everything about the game, which is going to take a very long time, to say the least. Let's take Counterpulse, 100%, something that I think is of great interest to me. We are going to want to take some more ally mods as well, because at the moment our allies aren't necessarily the greatest things in the world. Get out of there, buddy. All right, against this guy, I mean, just try to get around behind him, I guess. Oof. It's rough, dude. This guy is always tough to deal with. Blast radius, not the worst idea in the world. So regenerative shields, I think, would be a good concept to pull out here, but I also think that Discord is a solid one. We could get a recursive Scorching Wake. Let's take Discord, though. And just keep focusing this enemy down. Getting to Flotilla so we get another, at least one drone. I think it might be two. Is absolutely something I'm interested in. The lowered projectile velocity also means that our blades don't go out as far when we shoot them. But the thing that I don't do enough of with the blades is once you shoot them, you can thrust and it will take them a while to get back to you, which means they will hit. Yeah. I didn't see it until it was too late. It was an 88,000 run. Honestly, I liked what we learned there. Antimatter rounds. Empowers and adds flat damage to projectiles, but causes you to take whole self damage for each projectile you fire. That actually sounds like a pretty neat one. So we're not at the 20-minute mark. We're going to jump back in. You know, if we do another blade run, which I'm not against doing another one, I want to not go down the multi-projectile route, even though that worked. Now that we know that weapon mods do actually just straight up work for it, I want to finally have a successful Vortex run. I will eventually have a successful Vortex run. I think rate of fire is one that I've been underestimating because initially it takes a while to charge up. We also want thrust because we want to be able to counteract some of the negative thrust that comes with using the vortex. I also would not be opposed to having... We took so much damage already, dude. Give me temporal, give me assault, and give me whole regen. And just get out of there, dude. Rapid fire for sure. And then max hull. I'm buying a bunch of defensive mods right now because of how much early damage we took. And because I'm going to end up forgetting about the ramping hull damage problem. But rapid fire was one where I'm like, I know that's one of the things I've been struggling with on Vortex runs, is waiting so long for it to charge up and then forgetting that I've got it charged while I'm trying to dodge. So being able to charge up a decent shot quicker seems like it'll be better for at least me learning how to do a decent Vortex run and just getting better at navigating through that space of I don't know how to build Vortex successfully yet. Rapid reconstruction, I don't hate it because it immediately just gets rid of the shield and we go straight for hull mods. But I think we need a little bit more before we get rid of our shield. Give me improved thrust. Again, I kind of mentioned that in the beginning, that it was one that I was very much thinking would be a good idea for me. Is it gets me out of trouble with the charging slowing down your actual thrust. And boss is dead. Okay, cool. Now get out of there. Dodge those projectiles. Good stuff. You know, I don't like that the last run ended just on running into one of those natural comet type things. It seems like that was just one of those accidents that you hate it when it happens. All right, what are we looking for here? I think velocity is going to be a solid one, and then thinking snipe is going to end up being a decent one. So warp strike, you have to have blink, and I mean blink isn't out of the question, but I don't know that warp strike is going to be great for us here. We took a bunch of unnecessary damage by not dodging that shot. Our whole regeneration is canceled when we're charging. The extra asteroids are also really messing with me. The crash damage is less than ideal. So far, so good. Just kind of keep what we got going on moving. I think that absorption is not a bad one to take here. A little bit more damage resistance. Nope, get me out of there. Focusing on dodging right now, and then against this guy, just drop a big vortex on his face, and then do it again, please. Calibrate. Calibrate is a good one. It also increases velocity. Calibrate on anything that charges is just really, really good. Oh crap. Alright, lost track of myself. I got hit by both of them. I don't know how we're not dead. I feel like we should be dead right now. Okay. I think I want to re-roll that. I don't like any of those. I want more damage. I don't actually know how blast radius works with vortex. Magnitude 100% is something that I'm interested in here. There we go. That's working out okay. Good stuff. All right. I'm feeling a little more confident than I usually do on vortex runs. Payload, absolutely. So payload plus concentrated blast is where you get the antimatter rounds. You take heavy hull self damage. I don't think heavy hull self damage is necessarily the worst thing in the world, and I would be interested in seeing how concentrated blast works for us. But yeah, give me payload. I will take revelation every single time. We got a lot going on right here. This is where having some precision on your dodges would be nice. Oh, sorry. Getting a little bit radio silence going on right now. We're good. Easy enough. Regenerative shields. So I think we're going to continue to skip shield upgrades because we will eventually go hull only, regen only. Warpath with Vortex is pretty decent. Adding a little bit of projectile targeting on top of Calibrate seems good, but I don't really want to waste an upgrade on it. I don't know that it's time to go for Rapid Reconstruction just yet. Hypermetabolism, we would end up taking that 3 times, and so I don't want to do that. I will re-roll again. Kinetic Boost, if we get Kinetic Boost plus Strafe, gets us to Apotheosis, which for me ends up being actually really, really good. So yeah, give me Kinetic Boost. That's just a lot of enemy projectiles to deal with. Get out of the way, try to take as little damage as possible from these. The projectiles come out so fast that it is very difficult, in my opinion, to deal with them. Having another source of damage that isn't just Vortex seems like it would also potentially be beneficial. I want to upgrade before it gets too late here. Aegis. It's plus damage resistance. I think I gotta take that. All right, trying to just finish off this little guy before we focus in on the boss. All right, so against you, I mean, we're just going straight for a vulnerability spot. Damage would be great. Emergency systems I like. It's time for rapid reconstruction. Go ahead and drop the shield. Send me to the other side. Play this boss like you've been playing it since day one. Trying to hit multiple of the vulnerability zones in one shot is mostly what I'm going for right now, above anything else. I figure the projectile targeting piece of Calibrate should work out in our favor for that. I mean, we're doing damage every time, so it's not like we're not doing damage. It's just kind of a slow process. It's a slow burn. And again, like, we're facing harder bosses now because of the challenge mode that we turned on. Good stuff. Almost started taking hull damage there. Reducing self-damage wouldn't be the worst idea in the world either. That was some really unnecessary damage there. This last one, just want to get that dead. Good stuff, and now we just throw them out whenever we got them. Oh, crikey. He bumped me back inside. Honestly, not the worst thing in the world. I'm back to the other side. And just load up a big one, and that should do it. Not quite. Almost there. Okay. There we go. Oh, man. Oh, don't die to that again. Oh. All right, I think hypermetabolism would be nice, but that's not something I want to take 3 times right now. Charge shot. Do we already have played it? We do already have that. Rancor would be amazing to have. So This one, for weapons that charge innately, it increases charge rate. And that seems good. And then we can get Rancor. So basically, any damage that is dealt to us increases the charge immediately. It gives us plus plating and max hull and weapon damage. All seems very, very good to have. Oh man, I got a little spicy on that one. All right, charge up a big one and send it. Stop lasering me. We're doing okay. Regen without dealing with shields ends up actually not being the worst idea in the world. So the projectile velocity may have actually gotten to be a little too fast because now it's not sticking on enemies and continuously damaging them. I think that's Calibrate's fault more than anything else. To see how little damage this guy is taking? We finally popped his shield. Maybe we should try shooting from further away. Efficiency, I think, does count not firing as when we're charging up our projectile. One second, radio silence. I have a little bit going on right now. There we go. Finally got that guy down. Okay, Celestial Lance, no, not actually a good one here. Twin Strike, no, we don't want extra projectiles. I think Adrenal Module is actually a solid one, but I'm gonna spend some rerolls because I think we got some super mods that we might could be getting here. Juggernaut, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not saying yes right this second. Stabilization, once we get down to Strafe, is actually going to end up giving us a mod, and I certainly would not mind having having agility. Agility being the one that gives us a better ability to turn. Oof. Ouch, owie. More regen, please. Fire smaller ones sometimes. It seems like that's actually not the worst strategy in the world. Okay, so we do a little bit of burn damage, right? Yeah, they're drawn into the vortex receiving burn damage, and they're ignited. So increased burn damage is actually going to be beneficial here. Let's go ahead and upgrade our burning damage a little bit. Oh my, okay. Sure. Absolutely, yes. Please and thank you. I'm tempted to pick up more projectile targeting mods that will end up decreasing our projectile velocity. Because, funny enough, I think it'll actually end up being more beneficial for us in the long term if we can get back to the point where our vortexes will stick onto enemies. That was very bad for us. Get out of there and regen. Like, we probably should have died there, and we got sucked into the singularity. When we get spit out the other side, are we just straight up dead? Almost. I mean, we should be. My lord. Get out of there. Get out of there, brother. Man, I'm getting tense now. Definitely, I think agility is a good one to grab here. I don't want purge, I want corrosion. Yeah, give me agility so I can swing around faster when I need to. This guy, this is gonna suck. Although we did get the power up like immediately on the boss fight starting. Maybe this won't suck that bad. Bravado would aid a little bit. So chaotic ambition. More wild mods offered per level is actually not a bad thing, and that would end up consuming our revelation. So I'm gonna grab that. All right, get me out of here, brother. And suck you up into the vortex and fire away. All right, so vortex is actually putting in some good work for us here. This boss is dying a lot quicker than it did during our split shot run, to say the least. Like, a lot faster. I would like more regen, and so this is where I will gladly reserve 15% of my max max hull in order to get a bunch more regen. I just didn't want to reserve 45% of it, is the thing. This guy is so tough to deal with, and I don't know if there's like a trick or if it's just, no, just kill him, dude. Just dodge his attacks and then kill him. Seems to be pretty much the correct answer. So yeah, like I said, I will take hypermetabolism. Adrenal module though, like we are constantly getting damaged, and so I am gonna pick that one up. This is showing me that I should leverage the power of sucking enemies in while we're charging it up more often. It actually seems to not be a terrible strategy to do that. We almost died. We're almost dead. There's a limit to that, and especially against enemies that do good crash damage. I don't like this enemy. He's always mean. He's mean. Just like that. All right, we're on the other side. Get these asteroids out of my way. Okay, that enemy went bye-bye, but so did we. Okay, so the singularity does do damage, and that time it did enough damage to kill us. But we did get a 6-figure score on that one. So we actually had 2 halfway decent runs in a row. This one actually ended up being a high score run. That seems like a decent way to build Vortex. You know, we ended up going with increased burn damage. I need to remember that, like, that's probably one of the main ways to increase Vortex's power is get that burn damage sooner rather than later. But I think Calibrate ended up messing with us here. And so I'm going to not take Calibrate in the future and really not take projectile velocity at all. That way you end up with it sticking to enemies a bit more. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm having a lot of fun. We're going to keep it rolling. Nova Drift is a fantastic game. Thank you so much, Pixel Jam, for making such a wonderful, wonderful game. That's going to do it for this episode, though. If you enjoyed it, let me know your feedback, likes, dislike, comments, all that good stuff. In addition, find me on Twitter at Runt9Plays. I'd love to hear about it there as well. You can also come check me out on twitch.tv/Runt9Plays. I stream Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure to check that out. But for now, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Runt9, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.